want to fulfill the royal law, man, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You have to love your brothers, man. We have to love thy neighbor as thyself. That's great in the eyes of the Most High. You're fulfilling the royal law. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Read on.
But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin and are convinced of the law as transgressors.
Look, I love the gathering of Christ, but I hate Nathaniel 7. I love both of the brothers, man. I love both camps. Why? Because they're all brothers. That's what we have to do. You can't be a respecter of persons. We can't be a respecter of persons. We may not all hang together. We may not all dwell together. But we have to love one another, man. We have to love one another. That's our goal, man. It says gather yourselves together. We have to gather ourselves together. It don't mean I got to come stay in your house. You got to come stay in my house. But we at least got to be brotherly one to another, man. We at least got to love each other. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And we're doing a good thing. That's one step in the right direction. We can't be a respecter of person. Oh, those brothers still use the word Christ. Well, we have some novices that's all they may know is the name Christ. Paul said, be all things to all men. So don't let that be a stumbling block to you because you know Hamashiach in Hebrew. But you have some people that's not even familiar with the Hebrew. What we have to understand is when we're putting these clips out there, they're going to be beginners that's just tuning in. But when they tune in us, you know what they see? A bunch of buffoons, if that's a word. A bunch of railing. And they can only say, God can't be about that. Most High can't be about that. Because we're not showing fruits of the Spirit. We're not showing the simple one. Love for our neighbor. Love for your brother. We're showing respect to some persons. I love my brother because he's right here with me. He's in my camp. We believe all the same things together. But I hate every other brother on YouTube. Sin, huh? That's wicked. We got to come out of that, man. We have to love one another, and we can't be a respecter of persons. We cannot be a respecter of persons. Read that again out. Verse 9.
But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin, and are convinced of the law as transgressors.
So we have a respect of persons, man. We can't love each other, man. And we respect, I'm just going to love this brother, or these two brothers, or this camp and that camp, and I hate every other camp. Man, we're guilty of the law, man. We're sinners, man. And we're transgressing the law, man. So we have to come back into the spirit of the Most High in Christ. We have to fulfill the royal law. We have to love our neighbor as thyself. And we're doing good. Jump to James 3 and 8. Because here's the problem that we have. We learn these scriptures, and now I feel like I know a little more than somebody else. Or he mispronounced that word, so I'm going to go into a video to say he mispronounced that word. I'm going to cut him up. I'm going to cut him up. I'm going to call him a demon. I'm going to call him a devil. I'm going to call him a rebel. Man, the only rebel is somebody that's against the Most High and against Hamashiach, Christ. Because I'm not with your school, don't make me a rebel. Don't make me a rebel. I don't bow to man. We have to honor the Most High, man. So all that rebel talk and all that, go into James 3 and 8.
So James chapter 3, verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame.
The tongue can no man tame. We get in these scriptures, we get puffed up, and we want to start saying all types of things about one another, man. Why? Because we can't tame our tongues. Read on.
It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison.
The tongue is unruly evil, full of deadly poisons, venomous. Our tongues is like king cobras, man. We spit venom at each other instead of love. The scriptures tell us to love one another, but we got some venomous tongues when it comes to our brotherly. And we're supposed to love one another. Read on.
Therewith bless we God, even the Father. And therewith curse we men.
So in one instance, you're saying you love God, you love the Father, and with that same filthy, poisonous tongue, I hate you. As a matter of fact, you ain't my brother. I hate you, dude. You know, with the same tongue. How can you say you love the Father which is in heaven with your tongue and turn right around with a venomous thought and tell your brother you hate him? You rebel. That's venomous, man. If they still coming out of this word and they're seeking the Most High, just because you may have some small, slight differences, don't give us no reason to get on videos and spew all types of evil towards one another, man. But yet, in the same videos, we say we men of the Lord. Read that one again.
James chapter 3, verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we God, even the Father. And therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. So
God made us in his image. And here it is, we're talking bad about men that's made in the similitude of him. We are all made similar to him. We are all made in his image, brothers. We're his chosen. But you know what? We have the fleshly body, but we don't have his spirit, man. Because we don't love one another, we don't have his spirit. And we're spewing all types of evil out against men that has a similitude of our Father which is in heaven, man. So we got to start being careful. This video isn't to judge anyone. It's to warn us all. The reason why we're still in the conditions, because the same way we all teach Deuteronomy 28:15. We can teach you the curses. But why? Because we broke the commandments. And if it's a commandment for us to love one another, that's why we still curse. Because we still breaking the commandments. We can't simply love one another. We can't take that step to fulfilling the royal law and doing good by loving one another. We got to put down these differences and do as the law tells us to do. Love thy neighbor as thyself and stop with our venomous tongues. Read on.
Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be.
So out of the same mouth spews out curses out of the mouth that just bless something. Or said, bless you, brother, because I know you my brother, bless you, brother. I hate you. I hate you. These things ought not to be. I love you, brother, and I love all you viewers as well. All my Hebrew brothers and sisters, I love you as well. Regardless of our slight differences. Regardless of if I'm using Lashawan Quadash. Regardless of if you're using Paleo-Hebrew, Phoenician, Aramaic. We all in captivity. We've all been scattered. We all know in part, we're going to prophesy in part. But the Most High is going to bring the increase if we start building upon these commandments first. If we're trying to seek him, we all know the scripture, 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. His commandments are not grievous. We are like it's hard to tell each other we love each other, man. Instead, we want to curse each other out. We make unbeneficial videos cursing one another out. We have to love one another. To bless someone and to curse out of that same mouth with that same tongue ought not to be. Let the word say it again, huh?
St. James chapter 3, verse 10. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be.
It ought not so to be, man. We got to stop that, man. Read on.
Doeth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter?
So can you get sweet water and bitter water from the same fountain? When you go to a restaurant, they have sweet tea and unsweetened tea. Do they pour the sweet tea and the unsweetened tea out of the same pitcher? They're labeled. In this pitcher is sweet tea, and this pitcher is unsweetened tea. That's what it's asking us. Can we get sweet water from the same fountain where we get bitter water? La. So with our tongues, we got to stop telling a couple of brothers, I love you, and then some other brothers, we say, I hate you.